And, Coach, we find ourselves due east from our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. This building holds just north of 80,000, and they have come out in very good numbers today at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins. This is taken at his 4. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Let's go! At their own 29-yard line.
Down! 60 outlaw!
You don't want
They'll throw on first down with Marino. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 19 yards there on the catch and run. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Marino will throw. Open man is Ross, complete. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. 2 plays, 2 catches. You have a feeling they're going to look for him early and often, and that's to be expected. You got a player of his caliber, why not?
And I think it's also a message from them to the defense that you're not going to dictate to us what we're going to do with one of our better players, because so often you hear about defenses saying we're going to take away what you do best. In this case, they're going to move him around, find proper matchups, and make sure they continue to funnel the ball to him.
Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. 1st and 10 at the 19. They go play action now. Marino. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. A week ago, they dominated in the trenches. They got in the backfield for 5 sacks, setting the tone there, one on the opening drive.
And it sets the tone for the opposing team, doesn't it? Remember when you were a kid and you went to the theater and saw that horror movie and it stuck with you for a while and you were a little bit jumpy? Well, if you saw 5 sacks the previous week and you're the quarterback, he might be a little jumpy as well. Might throw off his timing.
Yeah, be jumpy, but sorry, Bob and Linda wouldn't let me see a PG movie until I was 17.
Well, that's just good parenting.
Marino's 2nd down throw, incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle.
Matchbox light, snap.
On 3rd down, Marino. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's fourth down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
The Redskins take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Haskins and the Redskins come up first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. First carry for Darius Geis. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end, and they work this well upfield across the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
No gain on the play. Brings up second and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10. On second down, here's Haskins. Off to Geis on the screen. And he'll be down at the 46. Well, they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8. And this is a guy who last week not only helped his real team, but really helped a lot of fantasy teams. 3 trips to pay dirt. They've got to contain him.
And watching him play is like going to lunch with you when you order that combo plate, right? In this case, his combo plate is he can go over the top of you and catch it in front, turn it.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well. I absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Marino here from down around his goal line. And he will find his man on the outside. And all the way to the opposite 48. It's a big play for the Cowboys on third. 48 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up first and 10. Now the first carry here for Robinson. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2.
Let's go,
Throwing on second and 8. Marino, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The DN, Jonathan Allen, making sure his presence is felt.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins' 28. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Check line 54. Line 54. Here we go, D. Get off the field.
First down, Marino. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Jonathan Allen able to record his 5th sack of the season. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. To throw is Marino. He's going to rifle one deep, and this is caught. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter.
Set, ready? 10 logo. Get it.
Here's Marino to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
80 weapons.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. From a yard out. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further.
All drives that result in points hurt a defense, but when they are the sustained variety, play after play, and they just can't get off the field and stop them, that can be demoralizing.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Haskins. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a first down. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll run with Geis. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Haskins. He's got his running back, Darius Geis. It'll be a gain of 6, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now Haskins, and he finds his target. It's sharp. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 24-yard line.
I know I spend a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
Haskins and the offense with a 1st and 10, and he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. On first down, here's Love. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Tell me what you got. 22,
Now Haskins to throw on 2nd down. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. 3rd down, here's Haskins. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
The holding penalty negates a good return as they'll start just past the 20. They run the counter. Robinson. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Marino to throw. Got a man open, it's Ross. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They run on 1st down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Marino sets up. This one complete to Ingram. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
23 yards on the play. This quarterback now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Marino here from the gun. This will be caught at about the 5. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. Keep in mind they can still get a first down here as they come up on 2nd and inches. They run. Robinson. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Ready to break. Here we go, team. Recon, 152 fighter. Get it.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. He's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
A well-executed 22-yard gain. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
He's got his man Sharp complete. And he's got this down to the 35. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Haskins escaping the pressure right. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
Now Haskins to throw it. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
Mike 54. Mike 54.
Throwing again, here's Haskins. This is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Darius Geis as the first half is winding down, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The point after is good, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened-up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
From midfield now, Marino. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
I'm coming for you, son. Hey, Zoo. 56. Hey, lock it. 56. Drop deep, drop deep. Slip. Five.
Final play of the half. It's Marino going deep downfield for Ross. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Throwing on 2nd down, Haskins. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. That's complete to Sharp. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards that time and a Washington first.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Man, I got you. Man.
On first down, this is Geis. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
How about his performance last week? Over 200 yards. I think his decisiveness, one cut and he goes, that's what's really made him pile up the yardage.
And the yardage he piled up last week, easily honored with NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
I would have voted for him.
On 2nd down now, it's Love. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
They'll run again with Love on first down. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. 80's getting the ball.
Now they'll look to Haskins to throw it. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From midfield now, Haskins. That's complete. It's Collins. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down. I think probably just trying to draw him off there. It didn't work.
And defensively, that's what you work on all the time. Being in that spot and being able to not jump and give them the yardage that they were desiring.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. They had no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
Set, ready, 8, read. Check back.
They start on the ground with Robinson here. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. After the loss to start out, here's second and 11.
Let's go.
Back to the ground, this time with Ingram. Ingram churning. He lost the football. And the Redskins scoop it. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And it's caught. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. From 17 yards out, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game.
The big fella was the recipient there for that touchdown pass, and it seems like more and more the tight end is the guy you have to worry about most in the passing game.
Extra point up and through, and the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Let's go. At their own 26-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. They'll run again here with Robinson. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Watch the whip. Let's go.
On first down, Robinson. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7.
Hey, Foxtrot. 56 to Mike, boy. 56. Check 56. Ricky.
Now they'll throw it with Marino. His throw incomplete. Strong safety Landon Collins, the one who got a hand in there, knocked it away.
The goal of anyone running a curl route is to make sure you try and get defenders on your back and shield them away from the football. But sometimes, even when you run a good route, the defense finds a way to knock it away.
He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Catch number 44 on the year. It's a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now Marino to throw it. And an alley to run. He'll get 11 yards back on the scramble as it brings up 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Throwing again on 2nd down. Marino. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now at FedEx Field. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter.
51, Mike 51. So we got man. Hey, Mike 7. Mike 51, Mike 51. You can't block me. You can't block me.
On 3rd down, Marino. Open man is Ross, complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a 1st down. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding.
Oh, no, he lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins 19. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. They go screen. This is Ingram. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
At the 21-yard line.
Ready. 56, right there, 56. Oh, yes, check 4. Topper. Ready.
Now Marino. Oh, no, he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Check. Smooth.
Now Marino operating with 3rd and long. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. Maybe an important fourth-quarter miss as this stays a three-point game.
Yeah, now overtime is very much in the equation here. Just what you mentioned, a three-point game. They get a drive, put it through the posts. We could have some free football, couldn't we?
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. A great Monday night to wrap up the week in football. Two division rivals and a great finish ahead as we come up on 1st and 10. Now a run with Geis. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Haskins. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted. And if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. From the gun, Haskins on 3rd down. Over the middle, Sharp's got it complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Geis, they'll try to run it, and he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Well, the spotlight hit him once already tonight as he got into the end zone. He was trying to make it a double spotlight, wasn't he?
But credit the defense, bottling him up, not letting him get in for the 2nd score there. On the ground, Geis, and he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Darius Geis with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year. And the Redskins have taken the lead. Point after, up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys have retaken the lead. And it's no good. Well, that could be a critical miss here in a 1-score game in the 4th. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Back to the ground on first. It's Geis. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Here's Geis. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at their 48-yard line.
Ready up! All day, every day, any day.
Back to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Let's go now. Come on, 50 out long. Watch 54, watch 54.
They'll try and get it with Geis. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down. 3 yards in the wrong direction. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. 4th down. Here's Haskins. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. He'll look to throw. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give him 16 yards there, and it's a Redskin 1st down. They still got 2 timeouts. Got to start using them, don't they?
You absolutely have to. You save them for this situation, but you have to use them.
To the ground game now with Geis. And down inside the 15 he goes. Now they get the timeout. It leads you to wonder, will they kick it here or risk running another play and possibly not getting down in time? We'll see.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. Let's go, tight end.
Haskins to throw. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
On the ready.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They have time here, partner, for just one final heave.
And I have to look at from the defense's perspective here. We know what they're going to do on offense. The Hail Mary, try and get guys down there and throw it in the end zone, tip it around and catch it. You've got to have guys back there to defend that, but also you can't allow the quarterback as much